are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So we're going to do some theta healing. Now what theta healing is it clears beliefs that we're holding on in our deep subconscious. We don't really know that they're there half the time. We assume that we know everything about ourselves, but our subconscious is responsible for 95% of what we do in our daily lives. And the occasions when we think, why is this happening to me again? That's probably what we need to look at. Why is it happening to us again and again and again? So when we're doing theta, I take you into the theta brainwave. That's what's called theta healing. The theta brainwave is the same brainwave that is used in hypnosis. The difference here is that you're fully conscious, and that anything that we change is only done with your consent, and any downloads that we do is also only done with your consent. We change a belief on 4 levels. So the 4 levels are the core level, which is the information that you take on about yourself as you're growing up. So it could be, you could be running in a race with a friend, both of you could fall over, and your friend could get up and say, "That's not going to stop me, I'm going to win this race," and you could get up and say, "I'm so clumsy, I can never win anything." And so you can see how the beliefs start to generate for ourselves what we do. And so from then on, you hold on to those things. Love the sound of those birds. So that's the core level. The next one is the history level. History is what we know about ourselves, but it's also past lives. So whether or not you believe in past lives, we seem to have the awareness of what we've all lived through. So it's that. And the genetic level, we're direct copies of both of our parents, and the beliefs are held in the morphogenetic field around the DNA. We have their beliefs, even though we've thought, "I'll never do what my mother does," and then we'll hear those words coming out of our mouths going, "Oh my God, I remember my mum saying that to me." So that's the genetic program. And then there's the soul, and the soul is a very deep program. Usually the soul is if you feel betrayed, or you've betrayed yourself, or the God within you. Now, theta connects with source energy, so it's very spiritual. So that's it in a nutshell. When we clear a belief, when we take out a belief, we have to replace it. We can't just leave it out and then go, "Well, that's it, you don't have that anymore," because your brain's got to try and find something else to put there, because our brains, they like to function on what they know. You know, we're creatures of habit, I guess, and so they're looking for the new program. So we put in a new program, and if it's a new program, like let's say for instance you have a program of "I'm not lovable," we change that to "I know what it feels like to be loved, I'm allowed to be loved, I'm allowed that in my life now." Then your brain is looking for that, so it changes it. So,
Okay.
that's a quick rundown.
Okay.
What would you like to work on?
I'm feeling, I suppose, stuck, afraid of doing what I want in life.
What do you want to do?
I want to make art and be creative and
I feel like there's a real creative energy around you. It's lovely. What do you like doing when you create?
I like to paint and to write. Yeah.
And so what happens now when you try, let's say, when you try to write, what happens?
I don't. I procrastinate. I always feel overwhelmed with all the things that I have to do in the day, with caring for children and just things around the house, and it's just major procrastination in both writing and art making.
And so can we just go back to when you really had time to enjoy that sort of process of doing art and writing? What was going on? Can you remember that? Can you tap into that feeling?
It's just that immersing myself in just being involved in doing something that's
you know, I can see it in your whole being. It's like filling your soul. Is that right?
Yeah, just making
With
something
inspiration.
and letting it all, just going with the flow, like and you know, leaving everything that else that I'm doing behind, and just becoming immersed in creating. And it just doesn't have to be anything great. Just focusing on something other than.
So, what stops you doing that?
I suppose it's fear that I'm not going to be good enough, or yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
For myself.
So, one of the things that we do with Theta Healing is muscle testing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you about muscle testing. You just need your hand to do like, make a little circle like that. Now hold it tight. Say yes.
Yes.
Say no.
No.
So every cell in your body knows what your truth is. And if the answer is no, it'll just let go.
Okay.
So, and the other thing is I'll ask you to close your eyes when you're making a statement so I can test it, because then it takes you out of your ego mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try. Make the statement, I'm allowed to have time to do the things I love.
I'm allowed to have time to do the things I love.
Did you hold tight? Because there's no way that that's there. Let's try it again. I'm allowed to have time.
I'm allowed to have time to do the things I love.
It's just not there, is it? It's not there. So, what stops you from doing that? What's the fear around that?
That I'd be selfish and that I'm not.
I have to give all of my time to everyone else.
Sorry. I have to give all of my time to everyone else.
That must be exhausting. That's a big thing to have to do, isn't it? How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing it for everybody else?
A long time.
Forever, I would say. Since you were a little girl. Were you such a good little girl that you did everything that you were always told?
Yes.
Okay. And so how did that help you? What did you learn from that?
That, yeah, I've been neglecting myself, and I feel like I worry so much about everybody else all the time.
And what does that worry achieve for you?
Nothing. Anxiety.
A lot of stress and anxiety, I would say. Doesn't help you, does it?
No.
Do you ever get time to relax?
Yeah, I do get, well, recently I've started to get time to relax, but I fill it with other things.
So you get time to relax, or you make time to relax, but it doesn't feel like really relaxed.
Yeah. I'll sort of say, okay, I'll give myself 10 minutes, but yeah.
Okay, so close your eyes and say, I know how to relax.
I know how to relax.
I'm allowed to relax.
I'm allowed to relax.
And both of those are no. So even if you had time to relax, your subconscious wasn't going to let you anyway. Wouldn't it be great to relax?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be great for you to have the time to do those things you just dearly desire, want to do? Like when you were talking about the art, when you were talking about writing and creating, I could feel your whole body getting inspired. It was like lifting up to a point of, yes, I can do this. And then all of a sudden you thought of your children and all of those other responsibilities. Okay. I carry the world on my shoulders.
I carry the world on my shoulders.
Close your eyes and say it.
I carry the world on my shoulders.
Okay, it's tight, but it's not the whole world, thank goodness. It's a lot. You're already carrying everybody else on your shoulders. Like you have to keep everyone else happy. Just try. I must come last.
I must come last.
Yep. So wouldn't it be great to switch that around? Shall we do that?
All right.
So with everything that I change, I always get your permission.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that you know, if I'm changing a belief that you're carrying, because your subconscious is doing this for a reason. You know, there's been a benefit for you in your lifetime to have that belief.
Mm-hmm.
To always be the good little girl who does everything for everyone and everyone loves you because of it. But now as an adult, it's pretty hard to keep up with everybody else's needs, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And forget your own.
Yes.
Because somewhere along the line you've forgotten that you've got needs too. So when I change a belief, I do ask you your permission. And when I'm changing it into something like I know how to put myself first, I need to ask you if that's okay as well, because some part of you might go, oh no, that's selfish.
Yes.
So let's try. It's selfish to put myself first.
It's selfish to put myself first.
Yep. All right. Great. Would you like to change all that?
Yes.
Would you like to know that you have got time?
Yes.
I'm going to put your hand on top of mine, because when cells read cells, and that's what's happening when hands touch like that, you go into a theta brainwave automatically when I'm in a theta brainwave. So I've asked your permission. We're going to change what it feels like. We're going to change the belief that you have to put everyone else ahead of you, everyone else's needs ahead of you, that you know how to rest, that you're allowed to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And let's do some great downloads for you. Would you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when the downloads come through, I'll tell you what they are, and I'll just need to hear yes, because I'll have mine as close to me. Would you like to know what it feels like to live without being a slave to life and a slave to everyone else's needs?
Yes.
So here's that too. Okay, so can I give you a download of what it feels like to know that it's possible to put your own needs first and you know how to?
Yes.
That you know how to live a life full of passion, full of